Hi guys, welcome to my channel all about YouTubers 13. Today we're back for the second time, a more in-depth view of SHAUN Atwood. Yes, I reported yesterday as it happened, breaking news, that his channel was deleted / terminated. I briefly went over it yesterday on a 4-minute video. Today I've gone into a lot more detail, I've looked up a lot more for you so we can go in depth. So please, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I think we've hit it. Yay! I'm a very new channel, I'm only like 4 months old, thereabouts. Comes to 1,000 subscribers and coming up to my 4,000 hours video time watch. But anyway, I do a lot more videos on all different subjects, from people's channels, whether they're up, whether they're down, daily earnings, weekly earnings, monthly views, subscribers. The rise and fall of people. DSP, Dark Side Phil, he's been around all platforms, been banned, terminated from each one. He's the biggest e-beggar. He's now on his last stage on YouTube again. I've had over 1,000 views on it. I've done a video on him, so be sure to check that out. I've done Armchair Detectives on the Chris Watts. I'll tell you more about it on the end of the video. But anyway, this one's going more in depth on SHAUN Atwood, and this is how it all started off. Well, here, as you can clearly see, it kind of states back to an interview he done with Corey Fieldman. Here it says, "Hi Corey Fieldman, your interview on my channel in which you bravely shared your harrowing story of child abuse and activism has been classified by YouTube as cyberbullying and has been used to terminate my channel. Please let us and Team YouTube know how you feel about this." I never watched the interview myself, but obviously he's going to have Corey Fieldman behind him, and I think it was, you know, it's like there's a lot of things what I do want to say, but there's words now. In case you're not too familiar with YouTube, about 4 years ago, maybe a bit longer, it was called the adpocalypse. Meaning at first, when you used to make videos like this, and for every 1,000 views you got, you'd make money for that, and that was called like a mile rate or something like that. But then and that's because of adverts, and then you'd also get money off every advert what people click on and buy on. But then what happened was, there was people, big companies, you know, who were having adverts put on YouTube, and them adverts are being connected to stories of abuse and stuff like that, and it was a big PR scandal, and loads of big companies, big businesses pulled out on YouTube, and it literally crashed the market, and it was called the adpocalypse. YouTube got very stringent, and it's been like that times 20, and it's got worse. So after that, there's been stories what I've wanted to cover, but I haven't, and because of stuff like this. But YouTube is getting so big, you know, it's getting to the stage where it is going to be setting the rules, and billions of people are watching it. You know, they can afford to be choosing now, so they should like get rid of that adpocalypse. Yes, still, you know, be the guidelines and not pass this or the other, but they're just too stringent, you know what I mean, and it's really bad. Let's have a look into a few, you know, a bit more detail anyway on SHAUN's case. Right here, SHAUN has put a tweet up showing some constructive use his initiative a bit to try and get his channel back. SHAUN Atwood, a tweet to Team YouTube saying, "Thanks for your tweet at Team YouTube. Your policy to the team will be having a very look at, and thanks for the tag. We've gone ahead and passed this along to our policy team for a second look. We appreciate your patience in the meantime." Now, you know, you could look at this one way and think, oh, you know, YouTube's looking at this now, that's it, they're on it, they know about the case. But you can look at it like more for what it is. And YouTube has got thousands and thousands and thousands of workers because of the virus. You know, there's a lot less on site, but they're still at home But my point is, no matter what you write to Team YouTube, there's always going to be somebody who will answer your Twitter. You know, they've got enough personnel for that, so you can't put too much what can you say, you can't you can't put too much hope into this. But let's have a look on a few of more things, because you know I said I'll go in depth, and that's what you're here for, so that's what I'm here to show you. Sean Atwood, right now what he's done is he's also sent out other tweets, because you know he's sending out tweets to get him retweets, retweets. You know, you can have a good guesstimate, you know, that a lot of people are against this and want to see him back on. Then there's a lot of people who don't want to see him back on the platform. But like I said, you know, it's a bit stringent. It needs to be relaxed, the guidelines a bit. But this tweet here, so I think he must have gone for some expert advice, and after consulting my lawyer and advisors, I have filed an appeal with YouTube, which is attached. Huge thanks to everyone continuing to tweet their concern to Team YouTube, re the termination of my channel. I'm blown away by the tweets, and he's also put at the end of that hashtag sensitive and hashtag for human rights. Some of the people, well, some people obviously are for this, but a couple of people have been a bit, it's a bit controversial now, that hashtag censorship and hashtag human rights, that Sean has put them on the end of the tweets, because yeah, he's basically, we know that he touches on a lot of conspiracies, and he does a lot of, you know, controversial subjects. But at the same time, when people have covered him on certain things, he's striked people's channels, and he's tried to have people's channels taken down. So those people who have had those channels, like, you know, attempted to be taken down, they've had issue him actually using the word censorship and human rights when he's done it to other people. I'm not getting into that, but I'm just trying to give you a well-rounded, you know, rebuttal and a video here. Let's have a quick more look at things. Now obviously he's appealed against his on, you know, copyright policies and grounds for appeals and all that, and this is basically and what is put up as a rebuttal. And as you can see here on the bottom right, you can use 1,000, up to 1,000 words, and he used 1,000 exactly. So obviously he's took full advantage of it, and he's had to take words away just to like keep it spot on. But let's just have a brief look at what he's saying. Okay, please briefly at the top above the box where you're supposed to give an explanation, this is what it's going to say for, you know, what you can do. Please briefly explain why you think your channel was suspended in error. Be sure to review YouTube's community guidelines and copyright policies before submitting your appeal. Please note, if your appeal involves one or more private videos, by submitting this request you are explicitly giving permission for our reviewers to view your private video content. Okay, so it's basically telling you what you can do, and this is his response below. And I had a quick look at it earlier on, and see if it can just come back to me what I did thought earlier, because a few things popped into my head, kind of contradicted itself, but I might have just read it fast, but we'll go over it now. Right, so his like reply is appeal as such. Says the violations revolve around news, educational coverage of high profile sex abuse court cases documented in media, e.g. Epstein. Your guidelines provide an exception for debating high profile officials or leaders. Content featuring debates or discussions or topical issues concerning individuals who have positions of power. So there, it's basically, you know, for what it is, and in layman's terms, is saying, even though he's on his controversial subjects and it's been about, you know, child abuse and, you know, whatever, rape, Epstein, it's within his rights. Let's carry on. After the first strike, I requested guidance from YouTube. None came. I visited Google headquarters in London, only be told to contact support. Wow. So he must have had a first strike not too long ago, and he done what he could. He requested the guidance, but he went and visited personal Google's headquarters in London, only to be told to contact support. Only to be told to contact support. I mean, yeah, it's good to be proactive, but you can't go to Google and headquarters. There's over 50 million YouTube curators, probably 60 million now since I last looked. Just imagine, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people going through the problem with it, what he's going through now. Just imagine if everyone done that and went to London, and with the virus, it just can't be done. So, you know, that can go for you and it can get against you in a sense. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, as a precautionary measure, I deleted 40% of my channel, almost 60 million views. I completely stopped covering the Epstein case with no intention to resume. I educated my team on cyberbullying and interviewed a cyberbullying activist. It goes against the spirit of YouTube to be bombarded. It goes against the spirit of YouTube to bombard a good citizen of 13 years with multiple strikes on old deleted videos. I have learned from my lesson and have no intention of covering sex abuse cases. If the channel is restored, I can resume educating young people about the dangers of drugs and crime. So there you have it. If he gets his channel back, and it's coming back to me now, all the contradictory terms, right? If he does get his channel back, he's going to stop all the you know, sex, the big, you know, conspiracies or anything to do with sex and children and child abuse and all that, and he's gonna like concentrate more on the dangers of drugs and crime. But as we could see with him hashtags earlier on, I mean, what was it now? Let's have a quick look and we'll come back to this. What was it? Hold on. Hashtag censorship and hashtag human rights. Well, if you think about it, he's censorshiping himself there. If he's willing, you know, asking to stay, you know, let me come back, but he wants to stick to, you know, censorship. It's contradicting what he's saying, but I can understand. Obviously he does want to come back, but he will be censoring himself. Going back just a bit before that, after the first strike, he requested, hang on, no. Yeah, I deleted 40% of my channel, almost 60 million views, and he completely stopped going this. So he's been striked in the past, and because of that he deleted 40% of all his channels in the past, up to 60 million views, and then a whole lot of others. But the problem is he carried on. He got warned and he got warned and he got warned, and he was covering things which were conspiracies, you know, and he was covering things which have happened, very controversial, since we had the YouTube apocalypse. You know, remember that phrase, apocalypse? This is what we're going through. This is what it is. There's plenty of things I would have liked to cover, but I ain't, because of the apocalypse. But he's saying in the past he's had strikes, so, and he learnt from them, but obviously he hadn't. Do you know what I mean? And then the last bit, it goes against the spirit of YouTube to bombard a good citizen of 13 years with multiple strikes on his old deleted videos. That baffles me, that does, because it's saying, you know, I can understand if it said, oh, it goes against the spirit of YouTube to bombard a good citizen of 3 years, never done anything wrong, helped millions of people through YouTube. But it ain't put as, you know, ain't done anything wrong as helped for millions of people through YouTube. It's you bombard someone of 13 years with multiple strikes on old deleted videos. Do you know what I mean? He's like blowing himself up bigger there. I would have left him, mate. You know? but he's had a words with his team. Let's see what comes about. You know, I may not agree on some of the issues what he goes over regarding whether, you know, it's free speech or not. It's just some are out there and wild, and it kind of, considering when, let me just say this, when he first started off, I could relate to a lot more things to him than where he ended up. Do you get what I mean? And I'm a pretty factual guy, and I'm not daft, and I know there are bad things going on, but you know, you can't just, sometimes he has people, this is what I'm trying to say, sometimes he has people on his show, and he has in the past, who he hasn't fully vetted. So they've come out with these allegations and these things. I'm not saying any names or anything, but there's been quite a few times, and it's come out that there weren't reliable sources. Now that affects him, that affects his channel, and people are in the right then, you know, to pull up the strikes. And if he's doing controversial things and controversial subjects, you can't, in my eyes as well, you can't, you know, if you're speaking about one person, you can't, you know, you can't try and strike someone and get people's channels taken down if they're doing it back to you. Do you see what I'm getting at? So that's it on let's just have a quick look. Is there anything else I've missed? When YouTube has got back to him, this is what it's put as of now. How this affects your channel: we've issued a third strike against your account and your channel has been permanently removed from YouTube. We know that. As we mentioned in previous emails, repeated or severe violations of our community guidelines can result in account termination going forward. You will be prohibited from accessing, possessing or creating any other YouTube channels. Wow, that's harsh. And from what I was aware, Sean is now using his other channels, but this is saying from going forth you will be prohibited from accessing, possessing or creating any other YouTube channels. So unless them channels are not in his name, this does not look good at all. But what to do next? If you think we've made a mistake, let us know. You can appeal this decision here with your sincerely Team YouTube. We've gone over that. So this how it is now. We've gone into, you know, gone into it bigger today, and I'll continue to look into it. So be sure to stay on my channel, check out my other videos, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I think we're just hitting it, or we're about to hit it right now. I can't believe it. Well done, my channel. It's only like 4 months old and 1,000 subscribers already. Nearly 4,000 hours, a couple hundred hours off 4,000 hours. I deal with a lot of things, from controversial things. I deal with people's channels, as you can see here. I go into details on what people earn daily, weekly, monthly, whether the channels are up, down, on views, subs. I like to do my rise and falls. Have you heard of the biggest e-bigger? That's DSP Darkside Phil. I've done a rise and fall of his channel and how many, you know, different platforms he's gone around, and he's now back on YouTube after 13 years. He's done a full circle, orbit on that 13 number again, and 13 my channel, it's my lucky number. So it's all going good for me right now. Hopefully we'll see 13 but yeah, check out my other video here, Darren G. I've done plenty of other gangsters, you know, gangster channels. Even Sammy the Ball Gravano, one of my first videos, and on a video of him, and he thanked me in my comments. OG Shadow, you name it, I've done an whole lot. I also like to do videos on Armchair Detective, and you know, if you're from America you'll know about this case, and us anywhere else anyway, because of Netflix. But Chris Watts, who murdered his pregnant wife Shannon and the 2 kids, and he's now in jail. Well, Armchair got wild conspiracies that there's people in the basement, and you know, it weren't Chris, or he knew about him, and he didn't kill his wife, he didn't bury his wife. It's just gone madness, crazy, do daddy, and I mean that. Check out my videos. And he's got supporters, and now a lot of people walk away from him because he's gone on another level. Do you know what I mean? He's on a different camp. He's just gone weird, crazy. But anyway, that's it. That's my channel. Thank you for coming by today. I'll keep you more involved in the future and informed. Thank you for joining. You all take care. Catch you on the rebound. Bye. Dum 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 dum.